This is the 108th episode of Shatter The Vain. My name is Brad Chmielewski, and this is a podcast all about Vainglory. Every week I try to break down the news, gameplay, game tips, and hopefully we can all become better players together. Last week on episode 107, awesome episode, everyone should go back and check out. But we went super eSports heavy with PlayoffBeard and Lots, the competitive coach of Gangstars. So I want to kind of go the other way in episode 108 here and talk more about the casual side and playing with friends and just having a good time playing this game. So I have Shanaenae, the leader of the Renegade Wolves, joining me. Welcome.
Hi, Brad.
It's great to have you on here. We've been playing games on and off for a couple months now, I think.
Yes, it's been good times.
Yeah. So people who don't know about you or Renegade Wolves, you want to introduce yourself and let them know a little bit about it?
Yes. So we're the Renegade Wolves. Our hashtag is XWRX, and we are a 50 out of 50 member count guild, and we are casual. We are a fun guild.
And then, are you the leader? Did you start the guild too, or just inherit it over time?
Well, I was one of the founders of the guild, but Zephyra, who is now with the Syndicate, was the original leader of the guild.
Okay.
So she ran it for one season, and then I picked it up after that.
Nice. So did you have, what made you want to start a guild in the first place?
Well, we had a pretty good core going of, I want to say between 10 and 15 people that we played a lot since the beginning.
Okay.
And we basically, a group of us started to talk about, once the guild thing came up, we started talking about wanting to form a guild. And then 5 of us one night sitting around playing Vainglory said, hey, let's go ahead and do this. It was like the day after we were able to have guilds on Vainglory, we got it created.
Okay, nice. And has it been a good decision? Because running a guild is a lot of work.
Right? Yes. It was a great decision, actually. The guild has united many of my Vainglory friends. I have met friends of friends, and it has just grown to be a great guild. So we love it.
And you guys are pretty active. I think I saw a tweet the other day that you had actually 50 out of 50 of your members active, which is really great for the guild and getting on fire and farming that fame.
Yeah, that is one of the main things is we hit level 99 first season, which was great. And then second season, they made it a little bit harder. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what we hit, but it was 65 maybe. And then last season we hit 71. We're shooting for 80 or 90 this year. I'd love to catch some of the guilds like the Syndicate out there and see if we can't be a front runner this season.
Yeah, no, and you get so much free money just for playing the game. It's kind of awesome. It's
oh yeah, that's the benefit. You get the glory, you get a little bit of ice. It's just fun. It creates for a great community, great interaction between people all over the country and even in Canada. We know people obviously from all over the world with this game now.
Nice, yeah. And then before that, what got you into Vainglory in the first place? Were you playing other MOBAs or just come across this?
No, actually my son got me hooked on Vainglory. He's a big Call of Duty player, and him and his friends, I guess, saw Vainglory and they were playing it and got me into it, and I pretty much took off from there.
Okay, does he still play or?
He plays a little bit, but he's pretty much focused on his college studies at the moment.
Okay, makes sense. Probably a little more important than Vainglory.
Yes, thank goodness.
Right, yeah. Sure.
He can still play though. Don't get me wrong. He's a really good player.
Okay, nice. And then I know when we play quite a bit, you often support, usually main support, right?
Yes, I actually switched. I started out the game as a jungler. Koshka was my main.
Okay.
But then, as Koshka started to fall off a little bit, I had to switch, and I did. I switched and I started maining Arden.
Okay. Yeah, Arden seems to be your favorite. I know you've
tried.
I
love Arden.
What makes him is it because you've played him so much that you're comfortable with him, or do you like his play style?
I like his play style, his abilities. I love the protector part of him. I love the Vanguard.
Yeah.
To be able to save somebody and to support somebody you know, to win an objective in the game is just amazing. So
yeah, when you can jump in and save someone in lane or something like that, just with the Vanguard, it's
yeah.
like
Oh my
so
gosh.
rewarding. It's like, yeah, I got you, buddy.
It is. It's like, you're welcome. It's like, you're welcome. And they're like, Shan.
Has Arden been still a go-to for 1.19? Like even with
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. I still like Arden. Kath is another. I'm pretty good with Catherine now too. Arden, when they shortened his gauntlet, that kind of messed me up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
And then
a couple of tweaks here and there. You just have to adjust your game.
right.
But he's still a really good support in my opinion. But Catherine is good. Obviously Finn. Still haven't learned Lance, but it's just like right now it's time constraints for me.
Right, yeah, especially, just this game sucks away time quickly, and then all of a sudden you're like, I stayed up till 2 a.m. What was I thinking?
Yeah, that happens quite a bit, as
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And yeah, especially when you're running a guild and everyone jumps into your Discord channel and there just seems like they're having a good time. You don't want to leave.
Oh yeah, Discord is crazy. I hate having to be like, all right, I gotta go to bed. I have to work in the morning, or
Right,
real.
you have all these kids a lot of them are on summer break right now, so they're just playing all day, all night.
Oh yeah, I've got some kids, some students that are on summer break, and they're just playing all night long.
Uh-huh.
They're like, Shan, I played through the night. Shan, I'm going to bed at 7 a.m. I'm like, what?
I'm just kidding. Give me my coffee. Hold on.
Yeah. I'm like, I need more Java. I need coffee.
Nice.
So, but yeah, like I have people in California, that play, in Washington State that play, and it's the time zone is different too. So.
Uh-huh. Sure. And then besides the guild, you had a little bit of competitive play when you did the Femme Fatale tournament, right?
Yes. I'm actually trying to get my team formed for this coming season for that, because I had paired up with the Syndicate with Sephora and Salmonham last season, but I believe that they're strong enough now with their girls to have their own team, and so I'm putting together my own guild team full of girls, and that's going to be exciting. That was a fun tournament. I think we've improved a lot. Me and Zombie Feliza.
Okay.
We still play every day. We play pretty strong. She's wicked. She's a wicked jungler.
Nice.
She can lane if she needs to. She's a great support. She's very well rounded. Where I will never lane. Oh my gosh! do not put me in lane. But yeah. So yeah, it's Femme Fatale is a great platform. We're excited to get back into that too.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah, they started put out some information on that. I'm sure I'll be sharing that soon as it gets a little closer, and we'll start to see that and some more news come out from that.
Yeah.
But should we jump into the Vainglory news? It's been a little bit of a light week. There hasn't been too much happening, but I have some other fun topics for us to talk about as well.
Sure.
So first up, we saw update 1.19.3 get released for the iOS and Android, and this fixed like the invisibility abilities with the Sky Forward Barrage and some other things. I was never running into this problem as much as maybe some other people. Were you having this issue with invisibility abilities?
I had some issues. All the changes are always hard to adjust to, but it's all about, for me, hands-on practice.
Yeah.
And just figuring out different things and different ways to counter and be effective on the whole.
Right. Yeah. So if you're still having any issues with these, make sure you update to this version because it fixes this. I think I updated this morning, so I was even late on doing it because it's not
were you?
It's not an update you have to do. It's one of those like this is recommended. So
right. It's like a hot fix.
Yeah,
almost.
kind of like a hot fix. So, but that means like we're really close to 1.20 getting dropped, and I feel like I'm just getting used to 1.19 still.
Yeah, that's how it always happens. It can drive you crazy, but in the same sense, it's always improvements in the long run.
Right.
So.
You were talking about some of the other jungle or the supports you were playing. Has the patch been pretty fun with all these changes?
Yes and no. I struggled really hard like the first week when the update came out. All the different contracts really threw my game as a support.
Yeah.
And I still haven't perfected my early game. with regards to, do I buy a contract or not buy the contract? And I don't know, it just could drive you crazy. And depending on which support I'm using, changes a little bit. But
Right.
I don't like any of the contracts personally. I feel like was it the Storm Guard? Is that the name of the first one? The Iron Guard. The Iron Guard that goes into the Storm Guard. The Iron Guard is just not the same. Even when I buy it now, it just doesn't give me that heal that I'm used to. I don't feel. But so sometimes I don't buy it.
Yeah, I think that's like there's very few heroes that maybe need it, or if you see like you may get jumped on, like let's make sure we're healed up early. But yeah, I think right now the contracts you can kind of skip them.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many different metas for how you're going to start your game. Like sometimes you skip a minion, or you skip the backs and you go to the fronts, or you just you go YOLO and you go invade the other jungle. There's so many, depending on who I'm playing with. That's like one of the first questions I ask, depending on the comp we get. What do you want to do? What's our early invade? What's our plan?
Yeah.
Especially in ranked. Casual, it's like whatever.
Yeah, you could try some stuff out, practice heroes, and have fun. That's all.
Exactly. God forbid practice a hero with me. It's like I feel bad for my friends sometimes.
That's how.
Well, you experienced my lance the other night.
That's fine. That's how you get better at the game. You can't just pick someone up and then, all right, I get them and I'm a god on them. It doesn't always work that way. But yeah, so we're like, one more skin is going to come out in 1.19, the Rona skin. The Rhyme skin came out this past week. So that means we'll probably see update 120 maybe around July 20th, which makes sense. If the 20th update comes out on July 20th, kind of like that, kind of makes sense as I put it together here as I say it.
That's kind of ironic.
Yeah, so that's fast. We're a little week and a half away from the next update. Man,
that's kind of scary. Oh no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
I don't know. We usually get a hero every update. Maybe we don't get one this time because we did see a lot of changes to the items and some balances, and they need to, tone Lyra down a little bit still and things like that.
Well, Brad, I did hear a rumor, like, I don't know if it's true or not, but somewhere I thought I heard something about Koshka maybe getting reworked, and that's got me really excited. So I don't know if it's this patch, but just good to know it's coming.
Yeah, and it was one of the streams with PlayoffBeard, I think it was last week. He was told there's a Koshka rework in the works.
Yeah.
So,
I saw it on Twitter. I saw something on Twitter somewhere.
Okay.
I thought.
So that should be exciting. Bring Koshka back since you started with her and you liked her so much early on when you started playing. So maybe you'll have to get back into playing the jungle role.
Well, yeah, and we need somebody besides Taka. I can't stand Taka. I can't play him.
Okay.
Koshka's my preferred jungler. She's a great assassin, and I think that they took too much away from her, and I'm excited to see that they're going to rework her.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Hopefully we'll have more news on that probably next week because we'll probably get a lot of little hints on the Wednesday dev stream since they moved it from Fridays to Wednesdays. And
yeah, they've been really quiet, I think, lately about stuff too. It's like, what are they planning?
Right, so it seems like something's good in the works.
Exactly.
And then speaking of the Rhyme skin, that was released last week. It had the same bug as the Koshka skin, or not the Koshka, the Kestrel skin, where you couldn't select it after you bought it when you're in game. So they had to do the force select it for you, which is I guess just some weird bug that happened with 1.19, where if a new character got a new skin, it wouldn't show that menu. So if you have the Rhyme skin, it's going to be auto-selected, and they said it should be fixed in 1.20.
Cool.
I know. I was worried the first time I went to use it. I was like, "Oh wait, I didn't select." Oh, all right. I saw.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get the Kestrel skin yet, so I haven't been able to experience that either way.
Okay. Yeah, she looks pretty awesome in game, and then the Rhyme skin is pretty neat. It just looks like a even weirder old man. So.
Yeah, old man Rhyme. Yeah.
Yep. And so that's kind of what's been happening in the game this past week. And then Evil 8, just want to mention, like, week 2 has been happening this weekend. And then the Challenger teams, they did their first week. And then this week is going to be the broadcast by VIS, the one that Phoenix Team Phoenix used to put on, so now they're in charge of the opposite weeks of the Challenger teams. So those happen like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I believe. And I'm going to have to get Dragonborn on and talk to him about like this new change and how it's been for, doing VIS for the first season and now being part of like the esports scene for Vainglory. And so pretty neat. So if you watch any of that, check them out. Always great games. Do you watch any of the esports games at all, or do you even have time?
I do. I watch them when I can.
Okay.
When I can. I watched a couple of matches today. Got pulled away from some stuff, but I watched some matches today.
Mm-hmm.
And not a complete match. It was always like a part of a match, but no, it's really exciting. Vainglory has come a long way.
Yeah. Even if you don't watch like a whole game, it's just neat to see like what the top tier people are picking, and like, oh, really? They're picking alpha all the time? I never see alpha and that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, then, yeah, and then, you get to see your, different ways to run support for me. Like I kind of watch, the supports and, hey, they're doing this. Okay. So, and look at their builds.
For sure, yeah.
So, and then I talk to some of them, so, because I know some of them, and they give me some tips here and there, which is nice.
Cool, yeah. Yes, check out those games. I believe it's been a lot of upsets this weekend, so check those out.
Yeah. Do you know who won the finals?
I think the last game was happening, or the last set was happening just as we started recording this. So I think Nemesis was ahead, so they may have took this week. So good for them.
We'll see. Yeah, it's been great. It's been fun watching them.
And then the last bit of news, always like to mention the free hero rotation, because not everyone plays all the time and doesn't have a ton of glory to buy all the heroes. So it's a good way to try out some new people. But this week includes Kestrel, Fortress, Taka, Alpha, Celeste, and Finn. So pretty solid lineup. I think Taka you're seeing like top of the pick right now, and Finn's like pretty strong right now as well.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what happened to Fortress. I have not seen a Fortress in a game in probably 2 weeks.
Fortress is tough. I can't figure out Fortress. I tried him at one point, but he just doesn't work for me. Can't make it happen.
He's also very squishy. Like he doesn't have a big health pool, so you have to be a little more cautious with him. So
for me, yeah, I like Fortress more as a jungler than a support, just because he doesn't have that ability that just protects. I mean, he's got his wolf pack, but just not often enough. There's not an instant like a Catherine or an Arden or a Finn. They have instant protector abilities.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, Fortress is all about the engage and the aggression. You got to go in.
Yeah, I tried him as support. Didn't work for me.
Okay. But yeah, always check out the free hero rotation. Give you a chance to try someone. We probably won't see Lyra until maybe next week, but probably the week of 1.20 getting released. So.
Right. Good old Lyra.
Which is probably good. I don't think they should put her in until she gets a little bit of tweaking on here.
I love Lyra. She's great. I'm still learning her. But I love her ultimate ability. That's always fun. But I do get lost in it sometimes.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's so easy to click on it the wrong way, and then you're behind your team. It's like, oh, we were chasing. Oh, whoops.
So many times my teammates are like, Shan, oh my gosh, and I'm just like, oh no. But it happens.
And if you're playing like someone like Saw or someone even like Finn, and you're slow, it's like, oh, I clicked the wrong. Nah, I'm not making it. I'm not gonna catch up now.
Yeah, or it doesn't go where you want, or you go backwards or sideways, and you're just like, you mistap it, and it's just like, in the heat of the battle, it's like, it's tough,
Mm-hmm, for sure. But that's all the news this week. It's just such a light week and all this. I bet these details for 1.20 come out this coming week, and so we'll get some more stuff, so stay tuned for that. But moving on, I wanted to jump into a random item. So from time to time, I'd like to just talk about one of the items in Vainglory and just break down their stats and talk about like why you maybe pick this. And with 1.19, we saw like a bunch of different items. So I feel like this is a good time to talk about one of these new ones that kind of replaced one of our old items. We saw Warhorn vanished. It went away, which is, I think, a favorite item for a lot of support players.
Yes. Yes. I missed the Warhorn, but I'm trying to get used to is it called War Treads?
Yeah, so the War Treads are one of the new boots, one of the new Tier 3 boots that you can add. And what makes this, I think, an even better item than Warhorn is anyone on your team can buy this and not feel like they're sacrificing something else because they have a Warhorn versus now they have these Tier 3 boots. So you see a lot of teams with two of these on them. Maybe the jungler and the support pick them up, and you can both chase someone down. But yeah, so I'll break over the stats real quick. The passive, you get 0.4 move speed. It does not stack with other boots. Activate it, you grant a sprint to all nearby teammates for 2 seconds, and it's a 60-second cooldown. And then plus, you get 500 health. So they're basically the tank boots. And I like picking these up on a lot of people. I think having that extra health is a great just extra defensive stat too. And that chase potential to help your team or just yourself getting away is always a plus.
Oh yeah, boots are a definite item. Gotta have. I try to get tier 2 as soon as possible, and then I kind of figure out if I want War Treads or see, I can't remember the names of all the other ones, but there's a couple different options.
There's the Halcyon Chargers, which are like the energy boots. You got the regular Journey boots, and there's one more that I'm blanking. No, that's it. Yeah.
But, yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so even though we saw Warhorn go away, do you like this item over Warhorn, or you still miss Warhorn? I think you get a little bit less of a speed boost.
Yeah, I still like the War Treads, and I like the Halcyon Chargers too. But I don't know. I hold on to things. I was so used to the Warhorn because I had it for so long. It's just a matter of figuring out which one of the other two is gonna. Instead of just being able to hit the Warhorn and not think about it, now you have to think of which one of these two items is going to better suit me in this comp that I'm facing, and with the teammates I currently have.
Right.
And that's where it gets hard.
See, I think I said on the last episode with Lots, like, I'm so bad at remembering to get boots. Like, that's probably, like, my biggest downfall of the game is I don't buy boots early enough, or I just don't get them till,
well, see, like, and that's one thing, like, whenever, like, I'm on Discord, especially, I'm usually on a Discord call, like, in ranked. I prefer that. I do better with that. And most of my teammates will be like, Shan, where are your boots? Like, if I forget them, Shan, get boots. It's like good reminders from teammates. But I usually get boots, second or third shop. As long as I don't get killed in the death shop, of course.
Right.
I need my boots. I need my boots. I want my second tier boots as soon as possible. And then, later down the road, I'll grow into the War Treads or the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see a lot of people now like pick up those tier 2 boots pretty early because
mobility is huge. Mm-hmm. It's huge.
Especially like with heroes like Lyra and that can just chase, and the Takas that can just chase and run all over the place, like being able to catch up to them or just if you're one of them to run away.
Like sometimes, I don't know, it depends. If I can get a shiver for the slow, it's kind of like sometimes I'll get that before my second tier boots. It all depends on the comps and how the game is going and how much gold I have.
Right, that's true.
So many variables every game.
Because the war treads are, they're a pretty expensive item, going from your travel boots, your tier 2 boots, which are only 1,000 to 2,500 for your war treads. It
is, and I'm known, as you know, well, most of the time. Lately, I've been slacking on it, but I love putting scout traps down. But I've gotten, I guess, people are like, don't waste so much money on scout traps. And the placement these days with the flare usage, they just get popped so often.
Yeah.
It's like you just have to keep on getting them, and then contraption is expensive. It's just like it's a constant, back and forth what to spend your money on.
Yeah, so you end up wasting a lot of money sometimes in this update as a support.
Yeah, you do, and it's like and like the game the other night, I noticed you had as a laner had to buy your own scout traps, and I was like, because I didn't have the money or I didn't think about it at the time. whatever, but vision is huge. So
well, everyone should buy help with vision in the game. Like
I agree.
If you're worried about getting ganked in the lane, like don't rely on your support to have vision there. Like get your own vision. So
you can't anymore. You can't rely on your support only to get vision for you.
Mm-hmm.
The support needs help, or they're going to go broke. They're not going to have that fountain that you need. They're not going to have that crucible you need. They're not going to have that Atlas Pauldron you need. So yeah, the jungler and the laner should buy scout traps and flares too, especially when there's a Taka.
Yeah, especially when there's a Taka. But yeah, those are the war treads right now. Hopefully everyone's enjoying them. If you have any other thoughts, like leave a comment on the episode here. I'd love to get your thoughts on it, or send me a tweet about them as well. But then one last thing before we wrap up here is the hero tier list. So I love seeing people's hero tier lists where they break down all the who's strong in lane and jungle and support and all these different roles. And this week, Broken Myth put up a great hero tier list, and Brian Glory made it look really nice. And so it's really easy to follow and take a look at. But I wanted to get your thoughts on it as well, because everyone plays in different skill tiers in this game, and they kind of look at like what they're kind of seeing generally across the board, and kind of look at the pro scene and what the competitive scenes are playing. But I want to get your thoughts on what do you think this list is right or wrong, and we can kind of go over who they have if anyone's not. I'll include a link in the notes so if you can check this out. But in lane, the top 5, we'll just go with that because we don't need to go over all these characters. There's quite a few.
Yeah, there's so many now.
So they're putting Lyra, Vox, Saw, Kestrel, and Ringo as like their top pick for laners, which I think Lyra and Vox belong there for sure. They seem to be monsters to deal with. Probably the 2 people I ban out the most.
Yep.
Are you seeing anyone else in lane that often?
I am in my in my skill tier. I still see, believe it or not, I played I think 2 ranked matches today with a Saul. I still see Ringo quite a bit. Okay. But yeah, we're pretty much banning Lyra if we don't know that we can get her first pick. Yeah. But then Vox or Ringo, some Kestrel in lane, but yeah.
Blackfeather is at the bottom of this. He kind of fell out of the meta completely, just with some of the changes and his changes to his kid, and just he's not in here right now. We'll probably see him rise again because he fell hard, but
yes, he did, because at one point it was like you got to ban Blackfeather. Now it's you got to ban Lyra. Yeah.
I did run into Adagio the other day. He's still pretty good. Like those crystal carries, those like 3 that we'd known, the Adagio, Celeste, and Scarf. Like if you're good at landing skill shots and poking down, like you can still be a menace on Scarf, especially late game. So.
Yeah, Scarf is hit or miss. It really is. It depends on if they can counter the person that they're going against.
And then in the jungle, the top 5 that they have here is Taka, Sky, Petal, Cruel, and Kestrel. I see almost all the junglers besides Ozo and Blackfeather right now, but I have to agree that Taka is probably the top pick right now. Like I think it's Lyra, Vox, and Taka are like the bans right now.
Exactly, it is. And then if you can't play them, ban them. And then I still think Glaive is in the mix for a jungler. So. Mm-hmm. I like Glaive in the jungle. I'd prefer someone to have Glaive in the jungle. Obviously Petal counters Kroll, right? So a lot of my friends will play Petal. But it just depends. Depends on the comps.
It's interesting that Petal is number 3 according to them, and there's still the constant joke of Petal being bad. And I don't understand because Petal is crazy strong if she gets rolling here.
Yeah, 2 of my girl friends, Zephyra and Zombie, love Petal. They play a great Petal. So if you happen to face them on the fold and they're Petal, fear them.
Okay. Good to know. I have been seeing a lot of Alpha still. I think Alpha is a challenge to play well, but if you can land your skill shots and land your explosion, your terminate, like you can do a lot of damage, and you're annoying because you have to be killed twice.
You have to be close twice. Yeah, and alpha is a big threat, and I do see a lot of alpha in my levels when I rank and casual. Alpha is there, so I'm surprised they're not on that list. Or are they on the list?
Alpha's number 6. So
number 6. Yeah, I would see alpha going up higher. I think what it has to do with is people having a chance to learn how to play alpha effectively.
Yeah. Anyone else you're seeing often or worried about in the jungle? I know Rhyme is. Rhyme is someone people have a hard time with.
Yeah, if you get somebody, it's all about if you face somebody that really knows how to play the hero, and knows how to use their abilities. Like I've got some people that still run a pretty mean Koshka.
Okay. Wow.
You know, I ran old school comp today. You know, it was Saul, Arden, Koshka. That's my old school comp. I love it.
Okay.
I win matches every day with it.
Nice.
So, but yeah, when you get in the higher tiers, I guess it's not the case. But you know, like I said, I'm a casual player, and I have a lot of fun on the fold, and we just roll with it. So.
Right, and yeah, like you said, you want to have fun, so you're not always just trying to play the top person in every role. It's no fun when you go into casuals and people are like, Lyra, Vox, Taka, and you're like, ah.
Right, like I see all different comps all the time. Like it's never the same comp in the same day. It's all different characters and heroes being used in my tier. It's a lot of fun.
Nice. And then the last third role on their list is the Roam, the support character. So their top 5 are Lyra, Finn, Lance, Arden, and Catherine. I think Catherine deserves a little higher spot, but then again, Finn and Lyra are pretty good this update.
Yeah, this update, Lyra and Finn, if you can get them, are huge threats.
I've been running a lot of Catherine into the Voxes. When the other team has the Vox, I'm like, well, let's just skip this. I can use my bubble and at least reflex some of this resonance damage, because the resonance bounce is silly strong. It shouldn't be.
It's crazy right now. Vox is so broke.
Yeah.
Gosh. Like Vox should not be able to 1v3 you like that. It just shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I know. So I've been playing Catherine into that because they stun him and then pop your bubble, and hopefully he questions about attacking because he can't. Yeah. He can't control where the bounce goes.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. That's the best part. It's like, just give me clockwork, give me my bubble, let me go.
But then Arden is under Finn and Lance. But I feel like it's like we talked about earlier, like he's a playmaker. He can make those saves.
He is. He's such a threat. I mean, you know, when you have that Vainglory, that's like an instant, you know, save, you know, protector feature. And then the gauntlet. I mean, you cannot go wrong when you can get that double, or in Lost Boys' case, triple stun. You know, I'm good with like 1 or 2 stuns, but you know, if you hit that gauntlet right, it could be a game changer.
Yeah, I'm amazed by the people that can hit those gauntlets like on the stuns and land those, because I'm not good at landing the right spot for them. So it's like, when someone gets them, you're like, whoa.
I hit a couple today. I mean, I do pretty good on a good day. I always say on a good day.
Okay.
But you know, it's all like, okay, it's just timing. And I play Arden a lot, so you know, I feel like I'm getting better at him every day, but you know, I don't know. I love Arden.
Anyone else on this? Do you agree overall with this tier list? I think they do a pretty good job. Like Broken Myth.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. Like, yeah, Lyra. If you can get Lyra, like, you know, sometimes I mean, I'm not very good with Lyra yet, but if the other team doesn't have her, you know, especially in casual, I'm gonna grab her and play her and learn her, because her abilities are amazing right now.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing, is if you as a support can stay alive and in turn keep your teammates alive, that's what it's all about. So,
and her being number 1 pick in 2 roles just kind of signals that there will be some nerfs coming to Lyra. Like you should not hold the spot in 2 tier lists, like 2 positions. Like that's just unfair.
Right. No, exactly. So I just hope the balancing of all the heroes goes well and doesn't just throw us off for a loop at the update. So we'll see. I have faith in CMAC.
Yeah, for sure. I was surprised Jewel was so low on this list, but today in the EU Evil 8, on the Sunday ones, we saw Jewel a couple times getting picked up and played. So I'm not sure the thought process there. If she's rated so low, why are we seeing these top people pick her? Is she a counter to someone like Lyra or something like that?
Yeah, Jewel's still a huge threat in the jungle, if you ask me. I mean, her ultimate's amazing if you can hit it right. So
yeah, there's nothing more fun than using that and deleting someone.
it's just deadly, and when people line up for it, it's just like, oh.
Yeah, you're like, thank you.
It's like that just happened.
Sure. But yeah, check out this hero tier list. It looks great. Nice job to Brian Glory for putting that together for them. I know sometimes it's a little confusing when it's just a long list of names. It's nice to see pictures and a little easier to follow. But they do have underneath it their reasons why. So yeah, check that out. So that's going to do it for episode 108. Shanaenae, thanks for joining me. This was fantastic.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me. It's been my pleasure.
Where can people find you or learn more about Renegade Wolves, or if they wanted to join? I know you're 50 members strong now, but next season or something like that.
Yeah, next season, just friend me on Vainglory. It's Shanaenae with a capital S, Shanaenae, Shanaenae, and send me a friend request and just let me know you want to be added to our waiting list, and I'll let you know how things are moving along.
Nice. You have a pretty long waiting list, but 50 members strong right now. That's kind of like a good sign that.
Yeah, it's we have a real solid core of players. It seems that every season, at the end of each season, we have a group that will leave and move on to more competitive guilds.
Sure.
But I mean, right now, I think my waiting list is about 15 strong, but really 10 that are pretty interested.
Okay.
But it shifts, you know what I mean? Because people will find other guilds. They might be on my wait list, but then they might find another guild in the meantime. So, but yeah, you never know when you can get in. So. Any
plans to have a second guild you're gonna take away? I know the Fold, Chuck from the Fold, he kind of has 3 or 4 guilds now.
that's just crazy. And I know the Syndicate has 2. There's a bunch of them that have a couple. I don't know that the Wolves are going to have a second at this point. Again, it's just a time thing.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to manage one guild, let alone 2.
Right. Yeah. Especially if you have to delegate. You need another leader to kind of oversee that second guild because you can't be in it.
Right. Well, I have and I have some leaders. I have a core of leaders that work with me on the guild. There's no way I could run this on my own. Okay. So I want to thank my other leaders. Nuke Fist is my second in command, and he's amazing. Then I have a crew under him that also helps to run and manage the guild. Okay. So it is a team effort.
For sure. Yeah. Because. Yeah, I know. I was running the Wicked Guild for a long time, and when you're at work and you're just like, what's someone arguing about? I can't deal with this. There's some drama, but all in all, we really try to just be active, not toxic, and have fun. Nice. That's pretty much our motto. All right, so I'll include a link to your name, and everyone should friend you up and play some games with you. And yeah, you're on quite a bit in the evening, so usually. Yeah, that's usually my time, nice. Late at night. So yeah. Cool. And then follow Shatter The Vain on Twitter at Shatter The Vain. The website shatterthevain.com. All the episodes get posted up there, so you can subscribe, watch them, listen, whatever you want to do. It's all there. And then the Facebook page /Shatter The Vain, usually sharing news, fan art. There's been some great fan art coming out of the community lately. So yeah. Oh yeah. Check that out. And so that'll do it. And I'll be back with episode 109 next week, hopefully with some previews of 1.20. Thanks for listening. And